Good morning to you viewers out there. You are on to your Friday show that normally spotlight issues about Abuja Original Inhabitant. Dateline with Abuja Original Inhabitant. I am Edifola Olamide, your host, and this program is proudly brought to you by SADC. SADC is Social Economic Research Development Center based in Abuja, one of the thematic NGOs that is working with Christ with support from Makoto Foundation. And this program normally brings to your viewership issues around Abuja Original Inhabitants. Abuja Original Inhabitants are people that are spread across the 6 area council in FCT, the 17 chiefdom in FCT, and the 64 political ward across FCT. You are welcome to the show, and today's discussion will be focusing on the expectation of OIs in the new government that was just sworn in some few days back. So, what does it entail as the new government have taken over realms of power, though still APC, but with a new president, and we're also expecting a new minister, especially a new minister of FCT that will be serving the people in the FCT. Now, in the past, government since 1999 has always done one or two things to affect the lives of the OIs. That means the original Abuja inhabitants. But all effort to address some of their challenges has not been totally done in a way that we can say satisfactory. The government have taken the OIs along. But in this discussion today, I have seated already in the studio people that will help us to analyze and also shape the narrative around OIs. They have been on the field, they have worked with OIs, they have also done one or two things with OIs. I have with me in the studio Ibrahim Umar Mika, is the youth leader of FCT Youth Network. I also have with us in the studio Blessing Moses, who is the communication manager of Abuja Original Inhabitant Youth Empowerment Organization. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, as I said in my intro that your organization and your personal self have been doing one or two things for the OIs. My first question would be that for Ibrahim, can you give us a brief on the plight of original Abuja inhabitants?
Well, first and foremost, I say good morning. My names are Ibrahim Umar Makeri, the FCT youth leader under the plight of FCT Youth Network. The plight, as the question applies, the original inhabitant of FCT is actually been very long time that the people of FCT need to participate in the governance. And now that we have a many or numerous union, and the aims of that union is to bring the OIs together to make sure that whatever we needed from the government is achievable without any violence or any distractions from the process of governance.
Exactly. Okay. Now, Blessing, I know your organization AUs work with Crescent. I think it's one of the NGOs, the 10 NGOs having thematic areas to focus on activities to bring out the plight of the OIs and ensure that they have a better participation in governance, empowerment, and the rest. So, what are those plights that your organization have been able to identify? Because, for instance, SADC did a baseline study and they discovered some things. So, on your own part, what are those plights that you think are also challenges of OIs?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. First, we know that the original inhabitants has been saddled with so many challenges. One of which is political structure, because the FCT, the people of Abuja, do not have a political structure. So in that case, they are unable to be well represented. They are also being faced with non-representation that will help them fight their own particular challenges, those problems that really affect them directly. And then with the coming of Makoto Foundation through Christ, we've been able to identify their political problems and also cultural. And my organization, AO, have tried to revamp the culture by creating a platform called the OIpedia. The OIpedia is a platform that's what is like a Wikipedia of the Abuja people. Whatever you're looking for, you go there, you log in, and then you get your information pertaining everything that concerns the culture, the 9 culture of FCT. And also on the political structure, we have also tried to go to the court to make sure to take the FCT, the Justice of the Federation, the National Assembly, and the executive to the court to make sure that we are represented as people of FCT. We demand that we have a state. We demand that we have political structures in like the functionaries in other states where they have the state assembly and all of it. FCT also want to have that, and then we've gone ahead to do what we call a charter of demand, where all of this are stated in that charter of demand, and then we have also gone ahead to ask to do along all the 6 area council where all the 62 wards come together to talk about their plight, and then they've said this is our problems, this is how we want them to be solved, and that is why we have come with a folder, a document called the Charter of Demand, where it talks about all of this plight and then the solutions, how they want these problems to be tackled. They have listed up all in that document, and then we've gone ahead to give some of this document to the aspirants of those people before they got to in office. During their campaign, we went there, we got them to, some of them signed, we were able to meet one-on-one with them to sign the Charter of Demand to show that their commitment.
Exactly. Now I will come to meeting political aspirants and meeting those ones that have already won their election into power. But one of the key issues that we normally discover is that when you are dealing with people, especially FCT original inhabitants, since 1999, the government will tell you that they have been doing a lot. But in your own assessment, Ibrahim, do you think the government have done enough, or they have not even done anything? Because there are programs stated by government. They even create an office called Secretariat for the development of the OIS environment. So what is your assessment of government effort in meeting the demands of the OIS?
Well, as an indigenous of Federal Capital Territory, we cannot conclude that the government have not tried. Actually, we want to really appreciate the system that brought the Federal Capital Territory from Lagos to Abuja. But the unfortunate part is that if you look at the system of governance in this country as a whole, you discover that FCT entirely is left behind. Because, as she rightly said, though you say you're coming to the political angle, but we feel most of our challenges is from the political aspect. Because generally, today as we speak, we have been deprived from so many things in a political angle or in the service of to the OIs. Take for instance, FCT is a place where people come in hourly basis. Today, the population of FCT is beyond. In fact, it's beyond from the planning. At the way they plan the FCT, now the population is becoming higher. Now, if you look at our participation in the governances, for example, we don't have a Mayo, where we are going to have mayoral councils, commissioners, and other positions. And again, other states participate in governorship elections. FCT is not participating. And again, we are also saying that, take for instance, in Niger Delta, we always cite example with Niger Delta. Today, Niger Delta are given Niger Development Commission. We are also agitating that FCT should be also be seen as such, because our land completely have been taken away, even though we believe that, we know that the land belongs to the government. But at least there are people in the land before they design the Federal Capital Territory. So what we are saying is that today we are not participating in so many political offices. Take for instance, in other states we have 33 senators, but Abuja have only one, and that one person cannot represent the whole of FCT, who have a population over 3 million people. Now, if you go to a state like Bayelsa State have almost 8 area local government, but they have 8 House of Representatives and 3 senators. Now in Abuja here, that is a different thing completely. So we are telling the government, we are agitating that the era of protest has gone. But as a youth, we want to be inclusive in the governance. Exactly. We want to also be participating in the governance process. Now that the whole things it happened the way it is, even though the constitution have also said it clear. Though in the constitution there's a clause that says we should be treated as if we are a state, but we are trying to state the government that as if should be removed because we are citizens of Nigeria and we have no other place to call a home apart from a federal capital territory. Today, we cannot go to Ogun State, Lagos, Kano, and any state you think of to go and contest for any elections. This is where we are born and brought up. And aside that, we are pleading with the government because by the time we say we are going on protest, at the end of the day, there will not be a result. They keep on finding off from one phase to another. Then again, lastly, we are also agitating that we should have a voice in the Federal Executive Council, where our matter, somebody is going there to present the indigenous people of FCT, where he can bring out the voices of the indigenous. This is actually what we want and what we need in the Federal Executive Council. That will lead the implementation of implementation of the president, if possible, down to the people of the FCT.
Exactly. I think from what Ibrahim have said, I can pick one or two things so that Blessing can respond. You talk about the charter. I know I've told Sadek and told some of the guests I've brought here. They talk about the charter. But in the charter, I know it is more so talk about the political structure of FCT and especially the economic demands, economic justice of the FCT people. And from what Ibrahim have said so far now, it's like the current government need to do something than what the previous government have done. Even though we have the FCT administration that a minister will be appointed, 2 ministers for that example, and they're supposed to care for this FCT original inhabitant. In your own regards, apart from giving them a voice, appointing somebody from the OI as a minister, what else do you think would be more important to address the challenges of the OIs?
First off, I want to make mention that if you said aside giving them a voice and giving them a space to be represented, what else can be done? If you have a representation in any sitting, you know that your problem, your issues, whatever it is, will be tabled. Solutions will be given, and then you make sure they are implemented. So we are saying that we should be given a voice. We should be in the decision-making table, where our problems will be tabled and solutions will be given, and they should also make sure it is implemented. Because whether it comes to health, economic empowerment, agriculture, culture, whatever it is, whatever sector that we have issues, like they said, the Charter of Demand had all of this in it. It's a document that comprises of all the issues in FCT. If all of this we have where to table this thing, and then you will know that this matters will have solutions. Why not? They will give us the solutions, and the agitation will be low, because the good thing is the original inhabitants people are very peaceful, loving people, and they just want a dialogue. They've been going through dialogue, no violence, none of it. So let's try and respond on time before they get too agitated. That's my view.
Exactly. Now, the government have to respond, especially so that the agitation will not turn to violence, because the experience of Niger Delta, the experience in the Northeast that we are speaking right now is also part of agitation for one thing or the other from the government. Now, one good thing about this program is that it doesn't just expose you to see the challenges of the OIs. It also gives us the opportunity to see solutions to some of the challenges of the OIs. That's why Ibrahim is here, and that's why Blessing is also here. And you can hear from them what they are saying so far. And for those of our viewers, don't forget that this program also comes up by 10:30 on Independent Radio this morning. By 10:30, these same guests will also be featuring on the radio section, and also be discussing some of the issues we have raised, although they may add more flavor to the discussion, and the question also be changed, and we may also have enough solutions to some of the challenges that we're having in the FCT. And back to you, Blessing. I will start with you, Blessing. Now, SADC has been receiving support from Makoto as well, from Crescent, and they have been at the forefront of making sure that through television, through radio, Nigerians got to know about the challenges of OIs. What can you say about engaging with the new government? Because right now we have a new government, and the NGOs like SADC, like yours, and like Ibrahim, they have to engage with government. So what other ways, what other means do you think engaging with government will bring more results than what we have recorded earlier?
The first thing, like I made mention earlier, that dialogue is very important in whatever we do. We need to be collectively put our thoughts together to make sure that we are in one voice going to meet the new government. I'm feeling that with some of the things we've put in place before the arrival of the new government, I'm sure that they are already aware of the plight of the original inhabitants. I am sure that before the coming of Mercator Foundation, most of the OI people's issues are not being, so many people are not aware about it. So many people are not even aware that we have 9 tribes in FCT. So many people are not aware that there is displacement, there is lack of compensation, they are not even well represented. So all of these are now being aired. We have this platform, we have radio, we have newspaper. All of those things are now being presented, and we're sure they've heard about us. We're sure they've known our agitations, and with some of the programs that we've done, we're sure that they are well aware of all of this plight we're going through. So with the coming of the new government, and I'm expecting that we'll have a meeting, a sit down, and a solution at the end of the day.
Exactly. And to you, Ibrahim, what do you have to say about the going forward? Because already 10 NGOs is working for OIs. They have been using several methods, they have been using several approaches before the previous government. Now a new government have come. So what approach or method do you think they have to adopt to engage with the new government?
Well, I don't think I have much to say again, but because she's already said it clear, we have charter of demand. And in that charter of demand, all we needed is there. And the new government already has come to stay. And we are pleading, we continue to plead, because the people of FCT are known to be peaceful people.
Sure.
We will continue pleading with the government. But I believe that the government of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to be different. Why do I say it's going to be different? I believed he's going to have the people of FCT at heart. We have been participating in political parties, and sometimes PDP, APC, I mean the general in FCT.
Exactly.
Now today, FCT, last administration was APC, led by former President Muhammad Buhari, and they gave us 2 ministers, senior minister and that minister of state. Now we are also, we want our own to be selected among the ministerial list. We are not saying specifically it must be that of the FCT minister, but let's have a voice in the Federal Executive Council. Let it be, even if it is a minister of power, minister of agriculture, or whatever you want to call it, let it be. And again, let me draw it back some more before I come here. And again, we also want to participate our civil rights during elections, because after after presidential and Senate, National Assembly elections, we went home and fold our hands, sitting down watching other part of the country voting for governorship and state of assembly. Do you know what I mean? That means we are nobody. We don't belong to the society of Nigeria, and we are telling people that we don't have any other place to go apart from this side. Now, if we are given the mandate to elect our own governor or mayor, whatever they call it, we don't mind. That is where we're also going to exercise our civil rights. And again, all this agitation, all these issues, we are not asking something different. What we are asking, we have been to series of court. In fact, we have more than 10 rulings that have been in the favor of the OIs, but yet the government refused to implement it. Now, she made mention of court that they were going to court. We have sued the federal government and the General of the Federation and the indeed National Assembly to implement what we are asking of, because the court have already ruled on that.
Exactly. So I have to cut through that. I know by when we go to the radio section, you have enough time to talk more about the court section and other demands that the OIs are making. And for our viewers, you have been watching Dateline with Abuja Inhabitant. This program is probably brought to you by SADC. SADC is Social Economic Research Development Center based here in Abuja, one of the NGOs that have been receiving support from Mercator Foundation and Crescent. And they have been focusing on issues that affect original Abuja Inhabitant. Issues of economic injustice, issues of service delivery, and issue of participation and empowerment, even jobs for the OIs, as well as the education right all together. And my guest has been Ibrahim Umar, who is a leader with Abuja Youth Network, and also Blessing Moses, who is the communication manager of Abuja Original Inhabitant Empowerment Organization. They have been speaking, in a way that we all just have to give them a support, because there's one thing for them to raise their issues about the plight of the Abuja Original Inhabitant, and there's another thing for them to receive support from every one of us. And that's why this kind of platform is created, so that they can raise those issues and government can come to their aid and address it. And if you take away from what they have said, they want participation in the political structure of Nigeria. They want participation in every aspect of deciding the political decision and economic decision of Nigeria. Because one of the things they raise is the issue of economic justice. Land in Abuja now, if you ask the OIs, some of them don't have power how land is distributed or how to even sell the land. It is all in the hands of government or some mighty people called developer. So government must come to their aid. I really want to thank Ibrahim and Blessings for gracing this occasion. I also want to thank Sadek for also giving us the opportunity to be here. And for those of us that are still watching, I want you to go and tune into your radio 89.9, 89.7 FM. That's independent radio. You will listen to Blessing. You also hear from Ibrahim on the issues of Abuja Original Inhabitant. Brought to you by Sadek with support from Makoto Foundation and Ryzen. I am Adefola and I'm your host. Till we meet and see you next week. Have a great weekend.